Let me yield the remainder of my time to my colleague from Pennsylvania, Ms. Dean.
I thank you, Representative Vera, and God bless Jerry Connolly. Mr. Secretary, you and I had the great privilege this past Sunday of traveling to the installation of Pope Leo, where he encouraged us to choose love and help the world's poorest. He suggests that we should get proximate to the suffering. If I were to tell you, Mr. Secretary, that outside that door was a 3-year-old little girl starving, like that photograph.
Hey everyone, welcome back to True Voice. I'm your host, Andrew. If you're new here, hit subscribe to join the fight for truth, justice, and real American values. Today, we're reacting to a moment that got buried under the noise, but it deserves your attention. This is from a recent Forbes breaking news video, where Congresswoman Madeleine Dean tells Senator Marco Rubio to his face that Gaza is starving. Let's watch.
Ribs protruding, weak, unable to speak. What would you do?
Whatever anybody would do, we would try to help her.
I agree. I would too.
And that's what we do more than anybody in the world.
Anybody would do that. We would go out that door and help that little child. It's your humanity that calls you to do that, to save a single life. Mr. Secretary, Gaza is starving. As of last week, the UN has confirmed, at least 57 children have already died of malnutrition and 14,000 more are on the brink of starvation. Food sits just beyond the border for days, for weeks. It was cut off. Please hold the clock for me. Reclaiming my time. I understand they're upset. For days, for weeks. I ask that I could reclaim some of that time that was just interrupted.
We'll give you 5 seconds.
5?
Additional.
Innocent children are dying. Mr. Secretary, Pope Leo has called for an end to the blockade to humanitarian aid, which began by Mr. Netanyahu March the 2nd. The Pope said, the price is being paid by children, the elderly, and the sick. Secretary Rubio, I call upon you and I ask for your affirmation of this. Stand by our faith, by the call of the Pope to save the children desperate for food and water, babies who have no way to feed themselves, mothers who have to watch them die. Stand by the Jewish faith. Their teaching tells us to save a single life is to save the whole universe. Will you commit to getting a surge of aid into Gaza now?
Gentlelady's time has expired.
Maybe the Secretary...
Chair now recognizes
maybe the
Representative
Secretary
Burchett
could
from
answer-
Tennessee.
Mr. Chairman, could the Secretary answer my question?
I don't
It's
think
a yes
you got
or no.
I don't think you got a question out, and
I
I gave
did.
you additional time.
Would
Chair recognizes
somebody-
Representative Burchett from Tennessee.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Secretary, how do you plan to ensure that future foreign assistance funding decisions are aligned with the President and are not co-opted or watered down by entrenched Foreign Service bureaucrats?
I'm going to get to your question, Dimitri. If I could just take 5 seconds. We have asked the Israelis, and I think they've acknowledged this publicly, to allow more aid to flow. I actually met with the World Food Program in Rome this weekend while I was there. We believe they have a system in place for distribution. We'll continue to urge them to do so, and in fact, we expect more aid will begin to flow rapidly over the next few days into Gaza.
I thank you.
That right there is what moral clarity sounds like. Madeleine Dean didn't dance around the issue. She laid it out. Kids are dying. Babies, malnourished, dying while food sits just across the border. Now look, I'm a proud American. I believe in our ideals. But if we claim to be a nation that values life, liberty, and justice, then we can't be complicit in this kind of suffering. That's not just a line from Scripture. That's a challenge to all of us. You hear that, Senator Rubio? That's your moment right there. And what did you do with it? They cut her off. Wouldn't even let her finish. Because the truth is too inconvenient. Because admitting what's happening in Gaza, what we, through silence and complicity, are allowing, would mean facing a moral crisis. Let's be clear. This is not about being anti-Israel or pro-someone else. This is about humanity. About starving kids, about using our leverage as the biggest backer of Israel to say enough. More aid is expected to flow soon. That's not leadership. That's delay. That's spin. When food has been sitting at the border for weeks and 14,000 kids are on the brink, you don't wait. You act. And to all my fellow patriots on the left, this is what we mean when we say America has a role to play in the world. Not as an empire, not as a bully, but as a force for peace, compassion, and accountability. When the Pope is telling Netanyahu to stop blocking aid, and the U.S. stays quiet, that's not foreign policy. That's moral failure. Senator Rubio, you wrap yourself in faith when it's politically convenient. Here was your chance to live it, to stand up and say that no child, no matter their nationality, should die hungry while we do nothing. This isn't complicated. Gaza is starving. We have the power to help. And Madeleine Dean, she showed what it looks like to stand up even when they try to shut you down. So yeah, I'm angry. And if you're watching this, you should be too. But let's turn that anger into action. Call your representatives. Demand humanitarian aid. Demand an end to the blockade. Demand that the U.S. stop standing by while innocent people die. If you believe in speaking truth to power, in standing up for what's right, not just what's politically safe, then you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button. Like, comment, share. Let's build a country that actually lives up to its values. This is Andrew, and this is True Voice. I'll see you next time.